Hi, everybody. Keith here. Hey, wanted to talk to everybody about some more word definitions. And basically, what we're going to talk about tonight is the word man. And we're going to get into some other things about how that one word is divided. And it's going to involve um, a lot of people. Because man, men, and mankind is all one thing. And ladies, you're out there putting up this fruitless fight for women's lib. I apologize for that. I have no part in that, and I'm just here trying to explain to you that you are a man just as well as I am. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but that's part of the division that they use in the perversion of the words. Because when you look up the word man, um, in its origin, it originally meant all of man. You know, our forefathers were intelligent people, and they said all man is created equal, and or are created equal, and they're right. All men are created equal, and if you are taking it as a derogatory term, being a woman when somebody calls you a man, um, that's because somebody has perverted the words and got you to believe that you are something less than man. You are man just as well as I am. And I'll explain a couple things to you when it comes to woman. Um, think about it in these terms. Woman is a derivative of the man with a womb, WOMB. And that womb was placed before the word man. And basically, so now you become a woman. And that's all it is. You're just a man with a womb. In its origins, like I said, um, there was no gender specifics when it was referred to as a man. You were a man just as well as I was. The gender specifications came about with other words such as comedian and comedienne, actor, actress, um, nurse and male nurse. You know, a lot of people think of nurse as a female uh, uh, man, female of the human species, and that's I don't like using human either. Human, um, hue, color or shade of man, and that's another division. We are all men, no matter what color we are, no matter what sex we are. We are all men. Period. And so when we come down to these words that we're looking up and the definitions and checking out the etymology, that's why it's so important, so that we can help understand that we are all equal. And again, I apologize, ladies. Again, I have nothing to do with your fight, and you shouldn't be fighting it. You should be joining everybody else along this on this planet that is in a struggle to attain um, the inherent rights. I'm a peaceful, um, God-loving man with a spirit and inherent rights that I abide by and I afford to everybody else. And so when it comes to these words that clearly put out a division amongst us all, um, I try to step up to the plate and help people understand. That's what we have to overcome is that division. When you can go into any atmosphere and explain to people that you are on a level playing ground. A level playing ground. Then there is no fight. There is no argument. And so when it comes to this division of male and female, understand when you go out and you get this quote marriage license and perform this quasi contract with a third party government or corporate government, um, stating that you want to make a covenant between two people, but yet you've got a third. That's a quasi contract. You've got a third person with a vested interest in it because you're giving them a vested interest. But when you do that and you make yourself a wife, you're the one partaking of that division. When you make yourself a partner, you're the one showing that there's a division because you're a partner in two. When you take yourself upon the title of being a husband, You're the one taking part in that division of saying there's two. When you get married as a covenant with each other under your God, that is a covenant of two that makes one. That's a true covenant. It's not a contract. And then one final thing I want to say to explain the division in regards to the different gender of sexes. When you look at any animal on the planet, not once do you describe a giraffe as a giraffe or a giraffess. It's a giraffe. Monkeys. You don't have a monkey and a monkey-s. Orangutan. You don't have an orangutan and an orangutan-s. Apes. You don't have an ape and an ape-s. You have apes, orangutans, monkeys, giraffes. And that dog across the street that you see, you can't tell if that's a male or female yet. You don't call it a bitch unless you know it's a bitch. And again, that's just a description of what gender of the sex it is. In its pure form, it's still a dog. So, people, my brothers and sisters, in your pure form, you are man. Sorry this disappoints you, ladies. I love you ladies just as much. But please don't be offended that I'm calling you a man. Be proud. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. God bless. I love you all. Have a great night.